Hi, my name is Justin Gingrich, and I'm with Ignite Academy, and this is our virtual scholarship workshop on Florida's private K through 12 scholarship program. We are so grateful that you joined us today and are excited to help you and your family learn about this scholarship program. We do this workshop pretty regularly. Typically, we do it in person. However, we are loving doing this through the virtually just because it's so much easier to get out to people and watch it on your own schedule. Actually, just heard back from a family who was at our previous workshop earlier this year, and two of their daughters just got scholarships to attend a private school, and the scholarship actually covers enough for full tuition and fees. And so we're hoping to help your family get the same outcome today and get a couple scholarships for your kids. And so let's go ahead and get started. And so what we will cover today, we will go just do a brief overview of Florida's scholarship program. We'll go over the specific scholarship options that are available. We'll also go through how can you find schools who accept the scholarships that your children qualify for, and then also a chance for any Q&A. Okay, so Florida's scholarship program. They have one of the most extensive programs in the country. We're very blessed to be in a state that offers 5 scholarships. We have scholarships that cover income-based. We have scholarships that cover special needs and disabilities. We have scholarships that also cover students who are bullied. And these scholarships are offered by the Florida Department of Education through Step Up for Students and the AAA Scholarship Foundation. And these scholarships, they can range from, starting at about $6,000, can actually go up over $10,000. And so, again, just so blessed to be in this state. However, sometimes these scholarships, it can be a little confusing about, where do I apply? Who do I apply with? Which scholarship should I apply for? And again, that's the goal today. We want to help make this as simple and easy and clear as possible, so that way you can get the right scholarship for your child to make sure they get to attend the school of your choice. And so before we get going too much in this, I want to let you know we have the scholarship resource guide. And the scholarship resource guide will cover everything that we are going through in the slides today. So before you start taking a bunch of notes, if you just email me at jgingrich@igniteacademy.education, letting me know you want a copy of the scholarship resource guide, I would be happy to send it to you. So again, just email me, letting me know that you want this. Again, my email address is there at the bottom and in the slides. I'd be happy to send this to you so you're not taking notes the entire time. Okay. So the first thing we're going to go over is a 504 and an IEP plan. 504 and IEP plans are for students who have disabilities. This could be like a physical disability, maybe something like ADHD, something like maybe they have diabetes and it affects, their learning in the classroom. It can also be learning disabilities, whether it's, maybe a speech, they have a speech problem they have, whether it's, language, whether, covers things like learning disabilities. Maybe they're struggling, reading, dyslexia. And so if your child qualifies for an IEP or 504 plan, there are 2 specific scholarships that they can potentially qualify for: the McKay Scholarship and the Gardner Scholarship. And we're going to go over both of these next. The first one we're going to look at is the McKay Scholarship. So this covers both IEP and 504 plans. The amount, again, this was for this past year. They haven't released the charts for the 2021 school year. And so the amounts start at about $6,000. And then each kid is placed on a matrix based on the services they receive. And as their services are, they have more services, they get more money. And so maybe, the first level is about 6,000, next level, maybe about 8,000. You go up to the next level, maybe we're getting to like the 10+ thousand, and it can continue. So again, the more severe your child's disability, the more money they can potentially qualify for. And so this scholarship is considered what's called a lifetime scholarship. They get it for the lifetime of their K through 12 education. So they keep it until they graduate, until they turn 22, or you can always still decide to return to the public school system. The next scholarship is the Gardner Scholarship. This scholarship is for very specific disabilities. It covers such things like autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, spina bifida, if you're deaf, and there are other disabilities that the Department of Education specifically lists out. And then again, on the scholarship resource guide, within each scholarship, there is a FAQ section. And in that FAQ section, there's a hyperlink. It will take you to the full FAQ. And in that FAQ, it will tell you the rest of the disabilities that are covered under Gardner. The average Gardner scholarship for the 1920 school year was approximately $10,000. Like the McKay Scholarship, this scholarship lasts until they graduate, until they turn 22, or until they return to the public school system. So a lot of families ask, okay, my child has a 504 or an IEP, and they have one of the specific disabilities listed, so they could qualify for both Gardner and McKay. Which one would be better for them, or how are they different? And so the big difference between Gardner and McKay, the Gardner Scholarship allows for money to be spent on things outside of just curriculum, tuition, and fees. And so Gardner can be used for such things as curriculum therapists, like whether it's a physical therapist, speech therapist, also allows for things like technology, a college savings account. So let's say you go to a school that is $8,000 with tuition and fees. So that would leave approximately $2,000 left over. That $2,000 could be used for things again like curriculum, therapist, technology, college savings account to, provide additional, just support for your child. Whereas the McKay Scholarship can only be used for school tuition, school fees. The fees could include things like book fee, enrollment fee, include like test fees and stuff like that. And so that is the main difference between the two. Our next scholarship are two income-based scholarships. And the two income-based scholarships are the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship and the Family Empowerment Scholarship. So the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship, it is income based on 260% of the federal poverty limit. It also includes children who are in the foster care system. And so just for example, if you want to know like what is 260% of a family of four. So 260% of a family of four, again, I have that full list here. If you can see it on the scholarship resource guide. So again, email me if you want this. And on this, a family of four can make up to $66,950. And as long as they're under that limit, they would qualify for the scholarship. And then again, as your household size increases, the income level also increases. So a family of four was at $66,950. A family of seven would be at $101,426. And so if your family qualifies for that, or you have a child in the foster care system who you're fostering, you can get between $6,500 and about $7,000. The specific amount is based on the child's grade level and the county for their zone school. With this scholarship, you currently have to reapply yearly to show your income level. However, as of this recording, which is on April 24th, 2020, the State House and the State Senate has passed legislation that will turn this scholarship into a lifetime scholarship. It is not official yet. The governor has not signed it, but it is anticipated that he will. So hopefully this past year, 1920, or what we're currently finishing up, will be the last year you have to apply every year. And then moving forward, so if you're applying for the 2021 school year, once the governor signs it, it will become a lifetime scholarship. The next income scholarship is the Family Empowerment Scholarship. This one is very similar to the Florida Tax Credit. However, it has a higher income level. The income level for this scholarship is 300% of the federal poverty limit. And so if you're looking at our family of four example, $66,950 was 260%. If you increase to 300%, that family of four can now make $77,250. So it went up by about $10,000, $11,000. So this scholarship is really nice. It was a brand new scholarship for the 1920 school year. And you can see they increased the income level to include more families. but this scholarship also includes foster children too. So this scholarship pays the exact same amount as the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship, again, based on grade level and county. This scholarship, though, is a lifetime scholarship, just like the McKay and Gardner were. And then this one, really nice, it includes siblings. So let's say, your child, goes into kindergarten next year, they get this family empowerment scholarship. However, you have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Once they get to the kindergarten age, they will also qualify for this scholarship automatically. And so not only is it a lifetime scholarship for your child, it also includes the siblings. And so it's a great scholarship. This scholarship is administered through the Department of Education, whereas the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship is administered through Step Up for Students and the AAA Scholarship Foundation. However, this can be a little confusing, even though the Department of Education is the one who administers and provides the money for the Family Empowerment Scholarship. You still apply through AAA Scholarship Foundation or Step Up for Students. The way it works is you apply either through Step Up or the AAA Scholarship Foundation, doesn't matter which one. They both administer the scholarships the same way. You apply, they do their income verification. Once they verify your income and that you are within, the 300% or the 260%, they work with the Department of Education to determine which families, are sent to the DOE to get the Family Empowerment Scholarship and which families do the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship. Since the state just passed, at least the House and Senate just passed this new legislation that the governor is supposed to be signing this summer, the scholarships will be the same when it comes to a lifetime scholarship. And again, they pay the same amount. Unfortunately, I have not heard anything about the sibling part. My hope is that the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship will also include siblings. So the two scholarships would be identical. They would just be different in name and different in who funds them. However, they would still cover the exact same portions. And so our last scholarship we're going to look at is called the Hope Scholarship. This also is a new scholarship that was just introduced this past year. It is for students who are unsafe in the public school system. They're bullied, they're harassed, they're being physically attacked, or they have other qualifying incidences that are specifically listed out by the Department of Education. These students get a scholarship to be removed from the public school, and their parents can put them in a private school setting where they are safe, they're healthy, and they can learn in a healthy, safe, and loving environment. Children shouldn't have to feel unsafe while they're learning and in school. That's not what we want. And so the state provided this scholarship. Sorry, my throat keeps scratching. And so again, this scholarship pays the exact same amount as the Florida Tax Credit and Family Empowerment, between $6,500 and $7,000 based on grade level in the county. This is also a lifetime scholarship. Once your child gets it, they get to maintain it until they graduate, or if you decide to re-enroll them into public school. So now that you know about the scholarships, you also need to be able to find the appropriate school that accepts these scholarships. Not all schools accept these scholarships. And so if you follow this link, it will take you to the Florida Private School Directory. The Florida Private School Directory link is also on this scholarship resource guide. So again, this resource guide has a lot of links and information that is all in the presentation today. So again, just email me and I'd be happy to send it to you. And so let's go to this website so that way you can see what it looks like. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry, I should have just clicked the hyperlink. I thought I had it open already. Here we go. So the DOE has all the private schools in this directory, and they are organized by district. So we will go to Pinellas, that's where my school is at, Ignite Academy. Click go. And you can see as this is loading here, there's different filters. So there's a filter for non-religious schools, religious schools, military. There is also filters for the different scholarships that schools accept. So you can see right here in Pinellas County, there are 117 total private schools. Let's say your child qualifies for the McKay Scholarship, and you want to know which schools you want to narrow that list down to. Click on the McKay, and from there it cuts out 30 schools. So there's 30 schools in the county of Pinellas that do not accept the McKay Scholarship. So you want to look through these schools specifically, and on here you can see it has contact information, has address, has phone number, has email addresses. So make sure you go through here. You can contact these schools, or if you have a couple schools in mind that you want to look at, let's say you're in Palm Harbor, Florida. That's where our schools. That's where my school is at, Ignite Academy. If you look at the different schools in Palm Harbor and the surrounding cities, and you have 5 or 6 that you want to look at, go on here first. Make sure that they accept the McKay Scholarship before you start taking tours and spending too much time investing into a school, looking at a school, and they end up not accepting the scholarship your child has. Okay, so last thing I just want to go over some common questions that we receive from parents. First one is, if my child qualifies for multiple scholarships, can they get more than one scholarship? And the answer to that is no, unfortunately. So even if you attend a school that's, let's say it's $15,000, your child qualifies for, the McKay Scholarship, they get 6 for that. They also qualify for the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship and get another 7. Those total up to $13,000, which is still under, the tuition amount for that school. Unfortunately, that does not work. You cannot stack scholarships. You only get one scholarship. And so in this example I just used, let's say, again, your child has a disability and they have an IEP, which means they qualify for the McKay. They also, your family is under the income limits of the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship. And so your child could qualify for both scholarships. You can apply for both of them. However, you need to let them know in the application that you're doing that, and you can only actually receive one of them. So if you're not sure which one you want to apply for, kind of wait, maybe see how much money you get. You can do that. However, you actually only get one scholarship, and you need to make sure you're letting them know that in the application process that you are applying for both of them. And so again, unfortunately, you can only get one of the scholarships. Next one, if my child qualifies for a scholarship, are they guaranteed to get it? Unfortunately, the answer to that's no. We actually had a family this year, they qualified for the Family Empowerment Scholarship. The state had limited number of scholarships. There was 18,000 scholarships, and they ran out, unfortunately. So just because you get a scholarship or you qualify does not mean you get it. I also know families who are on the wait list for Gardner and other scholarships. So when it comes to the McKay is the only one that if you qualify that you get it for. There is no wait list. There is not a limited number of scholarships. However, Family Empowerment Scholarships, there's a limited number of scholarships. When it comes to Florida Tax Credit, Hope, and Gardner, there is a limited number of funds to then create the scholarships. So make sure you're applying as soon as possible, as it is a first come, first served basis for most of these scholarships. Another question is, if my child has the McKay Scholarship and has a change in services, will their scholarship be adjusted to get more money? And the answer to that is no. So again, an IEP, which is how you get in a McKay or a 504 plan, those are created through the public school. And once you leave the public school, you can't adjust it, unfortunately. And so let's say your child has speech. When they're in public school, the IEP says they get an accommodation of, they get speech pathology for 1 hour a week. They get that service. You transfer to the public or to the private school, and during that time you realize they need some additional services. Unfortunately, you cannot get more money. However, it also works the other way. If your child comes to the private school and they need speech, however, let's say they come as a first grader, time they get through 4th grade, they have worked with a speech therapist for a few years now, and they no longer need speech, and they actually their speaking's perfect, just like every other student at their grade level, and they don't need speech anymore, they still get the scholarship and they get to keep it for the same amount. So it can be a positive thing. It can potentially be a negative thing. But once you leave the public school with your McKay scholarship, it stays that amount. It cannot be adjusted unless you go back to the public school system. So again, as I mentioned, this scholarship resource guide. And so if you want this scholarship resource guide, please send me an email. I'd love to send this to you. Just let me know you want a copy of it. I'll send it to you. That way you have all the hyperlinks, you have all the charts, you have all the information for this. If you have any questions, if you're watching this recording, you think of any questions, I would love to help you. Just shoot me an email again, like I just posted. I'll post it up again here. It's also on the slides. If you want help, please shoot me an email. Again, jgingrich@igniteacademy.education. I'd love to, just answer your questions through email, or even if you need to, we can schedule a time to talk. If we're out of this COVID-19 pandemic, we can come to the school, we can sit down and help you with this, or even do it virtually right now if we're still in quarantine. Last, we just ask that you share this video with other families. If you have come upon this video and you find it helpful, we ask that you share with other families. There's a lot of families who they want to send their kids to a private school, however, they can't afford it. And maybe getting one of these scholarships is what will enable their family to send their child to a private school, because that private school would be best for their child, will help them, reach their potential. And that's what we want. That's why we do this. We do the scholarship workshop to help families, get the money so that way they can send their child to the best school possible. Also, we're doing weekly workshops. So if you want to, see more of our workshops, you can look on our Facebook page. The link's right there, facebook.com/IgniteAcademyInc. Or you can go to our website, www.igniteacademy.education. If you go to the footer, there's an events page that has all of our future events. Also, just love for you to check out our website. If you ever want to schedule a tour, there's a schedule a tour button. Learn more about our school. We always want to be there just to help you guys and just be there for you. So if you have, again, any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me at this email address. But thank you for watching this, and hope that you were able to get a scholarship for your child to attend a private school. Thanks.